Welcome to Golden 60 Plus. Let me ask you something simple. What did you have for breakfast this morning? A cup of coffee? A sweet pastry? Or maybe you skipped breakfast altogether thinking, I'll just make up for it at lunch. Many people over 60 believe breakfast is just a habit. You can eat whatever, as long as you put something in your stomach to take your medication. But the truth is very different. Breakfast isn't just the first meal of the day. It's like a life switch. Flip it the right way, and your whole body lights up. Flip it the wrong way, and you drag through the day feeling tired and foggy. I know, sometimes we brush off breakfast thinking, it's no big deal if I eat lightly. But have you noticed those mornings when you grab a donut or just a quick coffee? By mid-morning, your body starts trembling, you feel dizzy, and your vision blurs. Compare that to the mornings when you eat something healthy like a bowl of oatmeal, a few slices of fruit, or a boiled egg, and suddenly your whole day feels lighter, sharper, and more energetic. That's why people say, breakfast doesn't just feed your stomach, it feeds your longevity. After 60, when the body slows down and every organ works harder, even one small mistake at breakfast can affect your entire day and may even add up over time, leading to silent conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, or heart disease. And that's exactly why today I want to share with you the 5 foods that may look harmless but are actually the most dangerous to eat in the morning after 60. They don't just make you tired right away, they slowly chip away at your health in the long run. Before we dive in, let me ask, have you ever thought that serious illnesses or sudden death come from big, dramatic things? In reality, they often come from small, repeated habits like breakfast. A donut, a carton of juice, an instant cereal pack. Over time, they become silent burdens on our health without us even noticing. Oh, and before we continue, if you feel this topic is worth listening to, please hit that subscribe button to Golden 60 Plus. It's the simplest way to make sure you don't miss out on honest, useful conversations about health, longevity, and the joy of life after 60. So let's begin. The first food on our list is something that seems innocent, but is actually a morning traitor: pastries and donuts. When we think of mornings, many of us picture this. You wake up, walk past a bakery, smell that sweet aroma of fresh donuts, and grab a few to go. Or maybe you already have a box of pastries at home from the day before, so you eat one quickly just for convenience. Sound familiar? But here's the thing, this is one of the most common breakfast mistakes. Those little pastries look harmless and taste delightful, but they're really sugar traps. Just one small donut packs about 250 to 300 calories and 20 to 25 grams of refined sugar. To put that in perspective, that's like swallowing 5 teaspoons of sugar in just a few bites. And let's be honest, who eats just one? Usually it's 2 or 3, right? Which means your blood sugar spikes dramatically right after breakfast. The real danger comes next. Within an hour or two, your blood sugar crashes just as suddenly. Your body feels weak, your hands shake, your head spins, and your mood turns irritable for no reason. And what do you crave then? More sugar. It's a vicious cycle, what nutritionists call the sugar roller coaster. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition showed that for adults over 60, eating pastries in the morning can increase the risk of blood sugar instability by as much as 30%. And we all know unstable blood sugar is the fastest road to type 2 diabetes. But that's not all. Donuts and pastries are usually fried in oils that are reused again and again. Reheated oils create trans fats, which raise bad cholesterol LDL and harden your arteries. And when your arteries stiffen, your heart has to work overtime, raising your risk of heart attacks and strokes. In simple terms, starting your day with pastries is like pouring sugar and bad fats into your body when it's at its weakest right after a long night's rest. Now, I'm not saying you have to give up sweetness completely. We all crave a little something sweet in the morning now and then. But instead of donuts or fried pastries, try fresh fruit like apples, blueberries, or pomegranates. The sugars in fruit are natural, paired with fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants. They don't spike your blood sugar suddenly, and they actually nourish your heart, brain, and even your skin. So tomorrow morning, if you walk past a bakery and smell that tempting donut aroma, remember this conversation. Ask yourself, do I want a fleeting moment of sweetness, or do I want lasting strength and health? Now let me ask, how many of you enjoy a classic American breakfast? A few crispy slices of bacon, maybe a sausage or two, and a steaming cup of coffee. Sounds quick, simple, and satisfying, right? I'm sure many of you have had that habit at one time or another. But I have to be honest with you. That kind of breakfast is very dangerous for your heart. We all know bacon and sausages are processed meats. What most people don't realize is that just 2 small slices of bacon contain over 400 milligrams of sodium. That's nearly 1/5 of the recommended daily salt intake. For those of us over 60, with blood vessels that are already more sensitive, that extra sodium is like a sudden squeeze on the heart, spiking blood pressure right after breakfast. And that's not all. Processed meats are packed with preservatives like nitrites and nitrates. These chemicals make the meat look pink and appealing. But the World Health Organization has classified them as potential cancer-causing agents, especially linked to colorectal cancer. A Harvard study found that eating just 50 grams of processed meat a day, about the size of one small sausage, increases your risk of colon cancer by 18%. That's not a small number. Then there's the saturated fat. Bacon and sausages are full of it. And saturated fat is the kind that raises bad cholesterol, LDL, in your blood. Over time, high LDL hardens your arteries, creates plaque buildup, and you know the rest. That's the fastest road to heart attacks and strokes. I remember a neighbor of mine who traveled to the West every year. He used to joke, "Over there, breakfast is always bacon and sausage." After a while, you just get used to it. Well, he did get used to it until one day he ended up in the hospital with a sudden spike in blood pressure. The doctor told him flat out that breakfast habit was the culprit. So does this mean we have to give up meat altogether in the morning? Not necessarily. Protein is still important. But instead of processed meats, try healthier options like eggs, grilled salmon, or boiled chicken breast. These foods are rich in protein, lower in salt, and most importantly, they nourish your body instead of wearing it down from the inside. To put it simply, starting your day with bacon is like lighting a tiny bomb inside your arteries. Choosing healthier proteins, on the other hand, is like giving your body a protective shield. How many of you have ever believed that boxed cereal is a healthy breakfast? I'm guessing quite a few. After all, the front of the box is always covered with big, bold claims. High in vitamins, good for your heart, low fat. Sounds convincing, doesn't it? But the truth is different. If you turn the box around and look at the ingredient label, you'll find that many cereals are 35 to 40% sugar. That means starting your day with a bowl of cereal is basically like starting it with a handful of candy. Let me give you an example. A brightly colored cereal marketed to kids, but which plenty of adults also eat, contains around 12 grams of sugar per small serving. But how many of us actually stick to those small servings written on the box? We usually eat 1.5, even 2 servings at a time. That means one bowl of cereal in the morning can load your body with 20 to 25 grams of sugar, about the same as a donut or pastry. And what happens next? That sugar rush hits your bloodstream quickly, giving you a short burst of energy. But within 2 hours, your blood sugar crashes, leaving you hungry, groggy, and even with a racing heart. It's the same old ride on the blood sugar roller coaster, up fast, down hard, over and over again, day after day. A study from the Harvard School of Public Health found that older adults who regularly ate high-sugar cereals had a 20% higher risk of obesity and were far more likely to develop type 2 diabetes compared to those who ate whole grain cereals. So what's the solution? If you truly enjoy cereal in the morning, choose plain oats or make your own low-sugar granola. Add in a handful of walnuts or almonds, a few slices of apple or some blueberries, and suddenly you've got a breakfast that not only tastes good, but also keeps you full longer, stabilizes your blood sugar, and supports both heart and brain health. So next time you're in the grocery store, instead of grabbing that brightly colored box with flashy promises, look for one with whole grains and low sugar. That simple choice can turn your breakfast from a sugar trap into a steady, healthy source of energy for the day. Have you ever thought that drinking a glass of orange juice or apple juice in the morning was the healthiest choice? I'm sure many of you have. After all, we've heard it since childhood. Fruit juice rich in vitamin C, great for the immune system. That's true, but only when you eat fresh fruit. When it comes to packaged juice from the store, the story changes completely. A 250 milliliter carton of store-bought orange juice, the kind you see everywhere in supermarkets, often contains 20 to 25 grams of sugar. That's the equivalent of 4 to 5 teaspoons of sugar in just one drink. And the problem is, this sugar goes straight into your bloodstream, because most of the fiber has been stripped away during processing. Let me give you an example. If you eat a fresh orange, the natural sugar comes with fiber, which slows absorption and keeps your blood sugar steady. But if you drink a glass of industrial orange juice, your body might as well be drinking liquid sugar syrup. Your blood sugar spikes, then crashes, leaving you tired, dizzy, and hungry again too soon. On top of that, bottled juices usually contain preservatives, flavorings, and even artificial coloring to keep them looking and tasting fresh. Younger bodies can sometimes handle these chemicals, but after 60, with livers and kidneys that are no longer as strong, processing those additives becomes a heavy burden. A study published in the British Medical Journal found that people who regularly drank packaged fruit juices had a 21% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes. In contrast, eating whole fresh fruit actually lowered the risk. So, instead of thinking that a carton of juice is a vitamin boost, remember, it's really just a sweet sugar trap. If you enjoy juice, make it at home. And better yet, include the pulp so you keep the fiber. You can even add chia seeds or flax seeds to slow sugar absorption and give your body extra fiber. In other words, packaged juice only feels healthy, but fresh fruit, simple, natural, and whole, is the true safe companion for your morning routine. Now let me ask, does your morning usually start with a hot cup of black coffee? I know many of you would nod yes. Some might even say, without coffee, I can't function. Here's the truth. Coffee itself isn't bad. In fact, when consumed properly, it can sharpen your focus, boost your mood, and even support brain health. The real issue is when you drink it. Too many people drink coffee on an empty stomach, right after waking up. And that's where the danger lies, especially after 60. Think about it. After a long night, your stomach is empty and delicate. Pouring a strong cup of black coffee into it is like pouring acid straight into your stomach lining. What happens? Your stomach produces even more acid, leading to discomfort, burning, or even acid reflux. I've seen many older adults end up needing stomach medication simply because they kept this habit for years. And that's not all. The caffeine in coffee makes your heart beat faster and temporarily raises blood pressure. For younger people, this may just feel like a quick jolt. But for a heart that has been beating tirelessly for 60 or 70 years, every sudden push is added strain. If you already struggle with hypertension or heart issues, the risk is even greater. Now, I'm not saying you should give up coffee, not at all. Coffee is a joy, a morning ritual, even a source of comfort for many people. But here's the key. Don't drink it on an empty stomach. Eat something small first, a slice of whole grain bread, a banana, or a few spoonfuls of oatmeal. Then enjoy your cup of coffee. At that point, coffee becomes a friendly companion instead of a troublemaker for your stomach and heart. In short, coffee isn't the enemy. We just need to drink it wisely so it serves our health instead of hurting it. At this point, you might be asking, so what should I eat for breakfast? If I cut out pastries, sausages, sugary cereals, packaged juices, and coffee on an empty stomach, what's left? The truth is, building a healthy breakfast isn't hard. It doesn't have to be expensive, and it doesn't have to be complicated. The only question is, are we willing to change our habits? For example, instead of donuts or pastries, you could choose a bowl of plain oatmeal. Cook it with low-fat milk, add some blueberries or a sliced banana, and you've got something delicious, rich in fiber, and gentle on your blood sugar. You'll stay full longer, your energy will be steadier, and your heart will thank you. Or if you prefer something savory, try a boiled egg or a sunny-side-up egg with some greens on the side. Eggs are high in protein and contain choline, a nutrient that supports memory, which becomes especially important after 60. Add a few lettuce leaves or cherry tomatoes, and you have a simple but nourishing start to your day. Another great choice is plain Greek yogurt, topped with a handful of almonds or walnuts. It's tasty, full of probiotics for your gut, and packed with omega-3s and vitamin E for your brain. And if you still love your coffee, go ahead and drink it. Just don't drink it on an empty stomach. Even a slice of whole grain bread with natural peanut butter is enough to protect your stomach from that harsh acid hit. Small changes make a big difference. Because breakfast isn't just the first meal. It's a daily message you send to your body. Today, I choose health. And in return, your body gives you energy, clarity, and a brighter mood all day long. As you can see, breakfast is not just about filling the stomach. It's like the opening note of a song that sets the tone for your entire day. If you start with the wrong foods, pastries, processed meats, sugary cereals, packaged juice, or coffee on an empty stomach, your body will struggle with fatigue, unstable blood sugar, and extra strain on the heart. But if you make the right choices, oatmeal, eggs, yogurt, fresh fruit, and coffee after a light bite, you'll begin your day feeling lighter, stronger, and with a steady heart. After 60, our health is no longer something far away. It's something we live with every single day, in every meal, in every night's rest. And breakfast is the easiest place to start, yet it brings the clearest results. So let me leave you with this question. Tomorrow morning, what will you choose? A fleeting moment of sweetness with a pastry, or a nourishing breakfast that supports your health and longevity? The choice is in your hands. And if you found today's conversation helpful, please hit subscribe to Golden 60 Plus and share this video with a friend. Who knows? Just one small change at breakfast might help someone live healthier and happier for many years to come. Thank you for spending this time with me. I wish you peaceful mornings and a body full of life and energy.